Okay, Dr. Mindy here, and I wanted to pass on to you some really interesting information about ways that you can go around repairing your microbiome and your gut during the holidays that probably nobody's ever told you before. So what I find this time of year is that so many of you are like in that kind of, I'll deal with it in January mode. But you don't have to deal with it in January. You can actually go from this point, what we're like right after Thanksgiving, all the way to the new year, implementing some really simple steps that will have you feeling not only great during the holidays, but will have you feeling really healthy and ready to go on January 1. So my specialty is the microbiome. I love giving people tools for how to repair their microbiome. So I want to show you some of the things we're doing in my family and some of the things that I'm recommending to other patients that they do as we move forward from this point in January all the way through the end of the year. So the first thing to think about always is a leaky gut. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I am a big fan of fixing your leaky gut. It not only will help your digestive problems, but it absolutely has an impact on the brain. Two of the best ways to fix the leaky gut, personally, you guys have heard me mention this before, is Restore. I'm not going to go into the details of that. Collagen powder also has an amazing benefit to healing the inner lining of your gut. So if you were over at a friend's house or at a family member's house and they served you a bunch of junky food, or you found yourself out partying a few nights in a row and you're like, ugh, bad choices, I need to repair my gut, my first go-to is collagen powder and Restore, okay? The second thing you've got to ask yourself is, what am I doing to feed my good bacteria? Now, I do a test in my office called a gut zoomer, and what I'm finding right now is most people are really deficient in good bacteria. And your good bacteria, the number one reason to keep your good bacteria up is that it helps supply your neurotransmitters of your brain. And as we go through the holidays, if you have neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine and GABA, these are like crucial neurotransmitters that you need to stay happy as we go through this time of year. For some of you, it's a stressful time of year. So you gotta feed these bacteria. And the more you feed them foods they want, the more they're gonna make these amazing neurotransmitters for you. So how do you go about feeding good bacteria? Well, the first thing you do is you start to implement some prebiotic foods. And fiber is a really good prebiotic nourishment. Prebiotic means that when I eat these two particular things, this is what I use in my house. You can get this at Whole Foods. It's a prebiotic organic fiber. And this is actually, I get this at my office. This is from Systemic Formulas. It has the best quality supplements I know out there. When you're doing a scoop of these every day, it is like fuel for your good bacteria. So what I do is I put these together with some coconut yogurt, and I just mix them in. Like my family has been nibbling on this coconut yogurt. So what I will be doing is just taking like a little bit and just putting it in the yogurt, mixing it up, put some blueberries in there, and just eat it straight like that. Pure prebiotic fuel. Those of you who are loving the toothpaste I recommend, that's prebiotics for your mouth. This is prebiotics for your gut. So you're really going, hey, good bacteria, I want more of you, let me feed you. So that's what these two are about. Now here's the really cool part, and the part that most people don't know, is that there are certain foods that will feed your good bacteria as well. Foods like spinach and olives and red onions. Did you know that one of the best foods for your good bacteria are cloves? And a lot of you guys have been making that over the weekend. I'm starting to grind my own cloves and put them into my prebiotic yogurt. So I actually sent out to my email list a whole list of the top 25 prebiotic foods. If you want that list, just put your email in the bottom and I'll send that list to you and add you on to my health tips if you're wanting those as well. The other really cool foods that will help feed your good bacteria is chocolate. Now how freaking cool is that? Chocolate. But that doesn't mean you get to run out and eat whatever kind of chocolate you want. You want to get low sugar chocolate. So one of my favorites is Lily's. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm a fan of Lily's. You can get this at Whole Foods. You can find it on Amazon. The other thing that feeds your good bacteria is high quality coffee. Now, not Starbucks. This is not running out and doing Starbucks. This is my favorite coffee. It's Cosmic Coffee, here grown locally, brewed roasted locally. So I know that this is organic. I know the guy who makes roasts the beans. I know that it doesn't have any mold in it. So I'm really a coffee snob. This doesn't mean that you get to go out and just drink Starbucks. Like I said, Starbucks is full of pesticides. It will not feed your good bacteria. So you want to have organic, pesticide-free, mold-free coffee. And then another really cool feeder of the microbiome is wine. Now, wine is like coffee, where if it's full of pesticides, then it's going to be damaging to your body. If it's full of glyphosate, it's going to cause more leaky gut. So this is not free license to go drink a bunch of wine, but there is one particular wine that I know is testing for these pesticides, and it's Dry Farm Wines. You can go to their website, dryfarmwines.com, and you can order it for yourself. In our household, this is the only type of wine that we're drinking because of its low chemical intake. And when you pull the chemicals out and you have this amazing wine, what it's doing is feeding the good bacteria. Okay? So this is easy. You can do this. My guess is you can do this through the holidays. Just focus on that leaky gut. Make sure you're doing these two things regularly. Dive into some fibers and some prebiotic fibers and wrap them into some coconut yogurt or into some raw kefir. And then start looking at your diet and going, okay, these foods are called high in polyphenols. So you want to eat as many of them as you can so that you can keep feeding those good guys. It's really, we've had such an emphasis on killing the bad. And what I want to encourage you to do from here till the end of the year is really feed the good. And there's some awesome foods that will do that. So hope that helps. If you want the email I sent out, just put your email in there. I'll send it to you. If you have questions, as always, I'm here for you. Just leave them in the comment section. And how awesome is that? Because I love to give great sound advice that's going to be yummy as well. So if it helped, let me know. I love your feedback, and I hope you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving, and cheers to an awesome holiday season.